Hello, everyone. Welcome to the best podcast on the internet. This is just with Tofu, where we talk about love, life, family, friendships. We talk about everything and anything unfiltered. And this is our second YouTube episode. I'm actually so excited. And joining me to shoot this episode is, let her introduce herself. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tofu, for having me. My name is Harriet. Oh, Lolo. Some people call me Harriet or Blight. Some people call me Lolo. Lolo the cook. Nice to be here.
All right. Thank you for coming, Harriet. So today we are going to be talking about something that I feel we don't talk about enough. Today we're going to be talking on friendships and friendship dynamics. But before then, we are going to talk moving to Canada because this country,
So, wow.
it is what it is. So Harriet, you mentioned that you cook, right?
Yeah.
So let's start from the basics. Like, how was moving to Canada for you?
For me, moving to Canada was, it was exciting, but it was more of a, how do I explain this? So it was more of a big shock. It was strange for me because I actually moved when I was 15. So I came as a minor with my mom. And then I went to high school. I actually finished secondary school back in Nigeria.
Okay.
But because I was too young to go to uni, they made me repeat high school when I came. So I did grade 12 again. And I was in a boarding school, thankfully. When I came here, I wanted to be a bad girl. So they wanted to explore because back in Nigeria, people already like shamed me for being that goody two shoes and everything. So I wanted to be like bad girl proper.
Okay.
And then me being in a boarding school that was strict, they didn't allow me. So from there, like that disciplined me. That made my entry into Canada good. At first, it was challenging because I didn't really understand the accents that my teachers had. Like, and I was failing, but I eventually got wise and I got the good right connections and then, thank God for grace. So
Yeah. Where did you go? Did you grow up in Lagos?
I grew up in Warri, but then I schooled in Lagos for 6 years.
Okay.
And then Canada after.
Okay. So comparing the way life was when you were in Lagos and compare it to here, like what are the differences? Maybe the good, the bad, just.
I like that there's more orderliness. There's more assurance here because you know that okay, if I do this, I apply to this, I can get this, I can get this. But sometimes there's not really so much orderliness and tightness back in that country. So with all due respect, I love my country, Nigeria.
Okay.
But yeah, sometimes it can be really tricky. But yeah, they have a good order of things. So although sometimes you coming here as a foreigner, you don't really feel at home. So it can be challenging. I think that Canada or Nigeria, I'll pick Nigeria.
You think Nigeria is better? I'm not trying to shame what you said. Actually, I agree with you.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. I used to tell people that the only thing Canada beats Nigeria with is the fact that, like you said, orderliness.
Yeah.
And the security, the way the economy is as well. The standard of living here is crazy, by the way, but you're earning enough to be able to foot your bills. But in Canada, but in Nigeria, majorly people are just earning to be able to eat.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, imagine things are going up, but minimum wage is still the same. They're not increasing your salary, so it can be like it can be very crazy. But yeah, so another thing I know from moving countries is the fact that there can be loneliness. You miss your parents, you miss your friends, you miss the life you've known because this country to even make friends, it's very hard.
Friends that will stay long.
Like, how were you able to navigate that when you got here?
Thankfully, when I came here, I was in the boarding school I was in. We were many fresh high schoolers. And that kind of forced us to make friends because we're sleeping in the same building, going to the same classes, and then lockdown happened.
Okay.
So in that midst of lockdown, you couldn't go out. Everybody was forced to be friends.
Okay.
And then that filtered some friendships that, I don't know how to explain it, but friend cliques started forming. So I did have a friend clique, about two two friend cliques, two different groups of friends that have separated now. But we were tight, and I still have tight connections with some of them that I was in groups in, but the groups have separated. However, that really built a foundation of friendships for me. Because there's nobody in Canada that said, "Oh, hey, can I be your friend?" For most of my friendships, we started from doing assignments together. We started from, "Hey, are you Nigerian? Hey, can you braid my hair?" So that's kind of how the friendships formed for me. And church.
So this is talk to some of your friends from back home.
I do. The intentional ones.
How about you? I agree. My friends from home, they're all I have. I actually haven't made any friend in Canada. Yeah, because it's kind of difficult for me to make new friends. And so I try to keep up with my friends. My friends are very intentional actually. Shout out to my friends. Video calls, chats, group chats. We just try to connect as much because another of my friend in our group, another of my friend is in the UK. So all of us just try to, as much as possible, to be able to reconnect.
Yeah.
As to not lose the bond. But sometimes, when you're able to reach them and you're here and you need somebody that can relate to whatever it is you're going through, it can be very hard there. Because, I mean, I was at work the other day, I was like, only if I actually have somebody at work to talk to, but I don't talk to anybody. I just go to work, maybe read my novels, and when it's time to leave, I leave.
Yeah.
So, but I would try to make efforts to make friends anyways.
So yeah, easy.
Yeah, it's not that easy. That's the truth. It's not that easy. So you have a business, right? So how is running that here in Canada?
So, good question. My business is more of like a times and seasons business. Because it's not a business that I'm fully relying on for funds. Because there's some things I do that are voluntary work, and it's more of a ministry and service. But when it's like somebody's big event, charge them more. But like it's more of, it's not that easy to run, but it's possible. Especially when it's food. If you can get your license, can register your business officially and follow the food safety standards, then you're pretty much okay. And it's tricky to have consistent clients that will match the price that you want. Me, I mostly cook in the summer, and I mostly do big events in the summer. And outside the summer, I pause because I'm not about to be cooking a whole box of jollof rice in the winter. It's like, like if for someone who is wanting to rely on a food business full time, strictly. But thankfully for me, like I also work as a teacher. So the food thing is more like a side. It's not like a main business. I haven't fully launched into like main business yet, but yeah.
All right. That's good. So can you like tell us what the name of your like your food page? Do you have a page or something that we can?
Yes. Yes, thank you. Yeah. The name of my food page is Lolo de Cook. So LOL.DEY.COOK.O. It's on Instagram. On Google Maps, I am a local guide, but I'm Harriet, my surname on Google Maps. It's still the same person. So yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, so I'm going to add our Instagram page to the at the end of this video, so you guys can follow. I beg, follow us. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so I got a question. And thank you very much for sending questions because Abby. I was saying I should send questions. What do you send? And I'll just have to come up with topics by myself. But questions like this actually form for what to talk about. All right. So it says that have been friends with this girl for years. Lately, I've started noticing small things. She never really congratulates me. She downplays my wins and she makes those joking but not joking comments. But the final straw, I got a new job recently and invited her to celebrate with me. In the middle of dinner, in front of everybody, she now said, "Wow, they actually hired you. You said try you." Everybody laughed, but the way she said it, I just froze. That's when it clicked. This babe doesn't like me at all. Am I overthinking, or is that a clear sign that my so-called friend is secretly a hater? What do you think?
Wow. First of all, I think that what she said, "Oh, so that's why you try," that statement itself can be okay. It's a beige flag. Sometimes it can just be English tone. Some people don't know how to use tone. Some people, because it's pidgin, it can be high. But the fact that this friend had consistent red flags before this one, then I'll see it as a red flag, that statement. But if we're good friends and we've been vibing and she says this thing at my dinner, I wouldn't really take it too deeply. But I'll tell her that, babes, I understand you, but I don't really like how you worded what you said. But since this girl has complained that, or this person has complained that this friend has been showing some signs, then I wouldn't say she's a hater, but I may feel like my achievements are exposing her insecurities with herself.
True.
And some people, they don't know how to congratulate somebody genuinely. They don't know how to embrace that people are doing well. It's not because they are wicked. They just don't have that emotional intelligence. And because it's exposing their insecurity, they are struggling, right? But I will give myself a distract from that person in a way, like, this girl, what would you do? Because she was like, what am I thinking? Is that a clear sign that my so-called friend is secret hater? For me, I believe your friend does not like you. She doesn't like you. Because, I mean, someone that she never congratulates you, downplays your wings. And that comment she's a very backhanded comment. So what I got from that comment is that, so you say like, it's as if she's telling you that you're not worth it yet. At least they gave you the job. So friends like that is subtle, but if you notice, you start reading the vibes you're getting. There are people like, maybe when you tell them that, oh, maybe you just got a new deal, or just got a new job, or a new contract, you look at their countenance and they always have this gloomy kind of like, okay, why is this happening? Yeah. Not happening for me? Because somebody like me, if my friends are doing well, it's good for me because it gives me a kind of joy that, okay, my circle, everybody's winning. It should get to my turn, definitely. Yes. So why is it that your friend is getting a new job and then you're giving her weird side comments like, so they actually hired you, and not like you're even saying it to me, you're saying it in the space, in the of everyone. So people, if I was in that kind of gathering, after the gathering, I'll just call you to the side and tell you that, madam, I think it's that time your friend is person, because the person does not like you. It's someone like that can just put her inside water, because it's true now. Because she's big, she's jealous, and it just makes me like try to think about it, that I don't understand how you can pretend to be friends with somebody you don't like. How does that work? Like, how does that work? If I don't like you, I can't even pretend. Like, you will know that I don't really dig you. And by the way, I don't even just not like somebody. Yeah. So once you notice that there's this kind of weird vibe I get when I'm around this person, especially when they are winning, we can't like, a lot of us have this, even if it's just a little bit of envy or jealousy sometimes when people are doing well. But what you now do with that feeling is what matters. Yes. Maybe you're going through stuff, for instance, and maybe someone you know just tells you that, oh, okay, I got this, I got that. You'll be happy for them, genuinely. But then when you feel like a pang of, oh, you're being, oh God, but this could have been me too now, you just snap out of it and no, I can't be like that. Like, this somebody's win. Like, God will do my own for me. But once you are now having the feel of, this should have been me, that this person doesn't deserve this and all, and then you start acting weird to that person, you need to check yourself. That's witchcraft, as far as I'm concerned. Honestly, that's how it starts. Like, there's a quote in PG, witchcraft not believing will fly for night. That's right. Because that's the truth. Yeah, and I think that people need to learn how to directly say congratulations. It's okay if you just tell somebody, congrats, I'm happy for you. Like, it's okay. All these backhanded compliments in pigeon form, they're somehow. I mean, I'm someone that in my friendships lately, I've noticed that some of my friends may not know how to celebrate my wins. So for a long time, I've been going through a lot of emotional overwhelm. So most of my friends know me as the crying Harriet. So every time I come to them, I'm always crying about something. I'm venting about something. That's weird. I'm venting about something. So when that Harriet is now healed and the girl is not always coming to depend on me for emotional support, and the girl is actually bringing good news in her life, I find that some of their compliments are backhanded. Like, they don't know how to embrace this Harriet that is actually getting better.
Yeah.
They only know how to console me. They don't know how to congratulate me. Hmm. They only know how to console me, but they don't know how to congratulate me. And even me myself, I've seen some of my friends who are like, doing great, and some of my friends have actually started their masters now. And actually, I've gotten jealous or something. And I was like, yeah, I'm not yet back in school, just because I want to not be back in school yet. Um, there's so many reasons I could have been like, why is this girl going faster than me? In high school, I was, faster than her, and she's, things like that. But it's just for you to guide your heart, because there are many people in this world that are always doing better than you. Have the place you want to be. People have been there 20 years and they've left. You guard your hearts and don't be a witch. That's what. Don't be a
Don't be
witch.
a witch. And I notice this happens a lot in female friendships. Yeah. I love female friendships. Like when females genuinely like each other, they do stuff together, they can take over the world together. I see a lot on social media and I'm like, wow, I love this. And I even have my own friendship group and I love us. Yeah. During my wedding, like my friends came through for me a lot. I didn't want to have an actually group. I didn't plan for it. I didn't want to have a bridal train. And then they were like, babe, we cannot not have a bridal train. I didn't pick out a bill. They picked it by themselves. They made it by themselves. They did a lot of things by themselves. The day before my wedding, they got like, every one of them got a room in the same hotel. I didn't pay for it.
Wow.
And then at some point, I'm like, because I'm somebody that if people want to do something like that for me, I won't be comfortable. Like I'm the one calling you to come and do this thing for my wedding. So I want to be able to foot your bill. Like I'm paying for your dresses, I'm paying for your shoes, I'm paying for where you're staying. But as at that time, like I mean, we're planning to move, so I didn't have that kind of funds, But then they're like, "Wow, your friends, don't worry, we'll do it."
Sure.
At that day, like you need to see I was like, "Oh my, okay, okay." But yeah, it was really nice. Not only that, my bridal shower, I didn't expect, I wasn't expecting anything. They went all out. Like it's like a lot of things. Like a lot of times we do stuff like that for ourselves. When I was traveling, they made me this book of love. I'll show you after this. Like it was so nice. I was like, ah, God. And funny things, we all met in school. We met in nursing school, and the thing is, the wedding actually brought everybody together. So I had different groups of friends. So I had my bestie, it was just me and her. And then I had my other friends, there were like three of them, and then I had my other friends, like four of them. And because of that, everybody just came together. They all talk, but it wasn't live. So, but after the wedding, we just became a clique, right? We do things together. And you see, things are working for everybody. Like things are really working for us. Everybody is taking over the world in their own small way.
Yeah.
And it's just great. There's no bad blood. There is no, "Oh, okay, this person doing better than me."
Yeah.
And then, "Oh, I don't like this. I hate my life. I don't like this person, blah, 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 blah." And that's what makes female friendships
Yeah.
beautiful, right? But then there's stuff like this, like what she said, that makes me think that there are lots of times that females can be a lot, like can be a lot. I noticed there was this particular influencer online, and so we are age mates, and she's making waves so much, like everything is working for her. And then I noticed that there was a period where it was as if resentment wanted to start creeping in. Then I'm like, this girl is just living her life, doing her thing. And you are here trying to hate. I just unfollowed her because I don't want that kind of energy. It was recently that I followed her back. And I figured that the energy has gone. So have you like ever been in that situation where you unintentionally start to resent someone? Like, have you ever been in that situation? And if you have, like, how did you get out of it?
Thank you for sharing that honest thing, because we're always so quick to like look around the others. But then, I'm happy that you corrected it before like you grew into something else. I have had that experience where it was after grad, before grad, university, and then all my friends were all talking about postgrad plans. Some were going to med school, some were going to do their masters. So I had a group chat where like I would share updates and I would send resources to people. And then I didn't know that some of my friends were actually making their own plans. And then eventually I heard that, one of my friends has gotten into grad school. And I was like, she didn't tell me, she didn't, and I heard it from another friend. So that made me feel angry. I remember that I got angry at her wedding, but hurt. And I know that in that hurt, then planted resentment. Any small chance to give them like this, you go use that. So I was like, I felt betrayed. I felt hurt. I'm sharing updates with you steady, and you had your own plans. You have finished your own. You have even gotten admission. You're about to start. You are even ready to move, and I don't know. Because I've that friend that everybody comes and tells everything to now. So long story short, I told her I like to let things slide. But I realized I just think things just slide. Oh. I went on campus, I saw her, and because I felt some way, I didn't want to call it resentment, but I felt resentment. And I did as if I didn't see her. So I made sure that I walked in a way that would not be the same. But she probably saw me. And then another day again, that week, I saw her at the bus stop and I still did the same thing. And I was like, see, Harriet, you need to go and tell this girl how you feel. Because if you don't, this will build into something else. So even when we were with friends laughing together, I realized that I was cold towards her. I didn't do anything wrong. She didn't wrong with me per se. But eventually, I summoned the courage to send her a 6 minute long voice message. That's me. I love you and I mean this well. I'm happy for you, but this is how it made me feel knowing that we're planning these things together and didn't tell me. Eventually settled it out and then, we're better. Not the same as we were before, but we're better. And another thing that happened was also a friend of mine who were both job searching together. And then how did that know she found a job? She didn't tell me, oh, I could be one that get me shocked with you. Like, at some point I was like, come on, I'm not a bad person, no. Like this one. But so how did I know? A mutual friend who was going for a prayer meeting told me asked me if I'm able to lead because this other friend had work that day. So she can't lead. I was not like, what do you mean that this person has work? Only that's how I found out that like this friend got a job while we're both searching. So she left me there. So like just having that honest conversation, I didn't talk to this one about it. But sometimes you have to actually confront the person. Yeah. Sometimes you can let it slide. But I also pray for my heart too, so that I won't be a witch on it.
No, see, one thing I also should understand is like your feeling is actually valid because you put the person in a certain pedestal and you expect the same kind of energy in return. Like you're my friend, I tell you stuff, I open my own heart to you, but you can't tell me that big decision. Like what kind of friendship are we having? And that kind of thing. As you have told her your mind, you already have it at the back of your mind that she probably doesn't put you in that kind of position. So you're not that kind of like you guys don't have that kind of relationship from her own end, just from your end. Then you that kind of stuff will make you just adjust to this thing and just keep her the way she has kept me. Sometimes it's just like sometimes like I've had that kind of situation where I was that petty, like that kind of but it wasn't even that she made a big decision, like she did something very horrible and then I'm like, I would never do this to you, but you can't do that to me and you don't think like she didn't even see that it wasn't bad, like it was bad. It's okay, no problem. And I just cut her off. Like I just cut her off. And and the thing was that I felt bad. But I was like, if I continue being friends with this girl, it would like I said, resentment. It's going to cause problems. Let me just protect my peace. I'm not angry at her. I've forgiven her, but we can't be in that position anymore. Like peace can't be there. Yes. So it's actually it's okay to actually have conversations about how you're feeling. I think a lot of people it's because we don't rate friendships. That's let me put it like that because we think it's only relationship people that have communication problems, it's only relationships like boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife that you have to set certain standards and all. I feel like to me, to be very honest, friendships is actually they are way more like very important because these people, your boyfriend might probably come and go. That's the truth. Come and go. But your friends, they would always be there. So they always be there for you. And
hopefully.
Yes. That's true actually. Like I know when I was back in school, if me and my best friend have a fight, I noticed that the way it repaid me would be so like to be totally different if I was having a fight with maybe the person I was dating. And because And I want to see this person. We have done a lot of things together. We have a lot of pictures. We have planned lives together. Like we have planned trips that will eventually go one day together. And we have planned how our kids are going to be. And then imagine looking at that kind of relationship that, hey, this kind of fight might cause, like, we might not talk again for, like, maybe for life self. So it will hurt you much more than like a boyfriend or absolutely friendships. And so I just put up, we don't discuss friendship breakups enough.
Yes.
Like they hurt, like they are so bad. They are really bad because you never envisioned that this person was going to live your life. So you planned your life around them. So once they now leave, you are now like left confused that, okay, what's the way forward? Especially somebody like you guys are so close or you guys have known each other for a long period of time. Have you ever had a friendship breakup and how did you handle it?
Hey. Yes, I've had friendship breakup. And when I'm saying, I feel like, oh, what's going on with this Harriet? Is it that she's a bad? Am I a bad person? I'm not. I just feel like a lot of us, if I digress from because something bring me back. Really, of us, we're not intentional about friendships. Not because we don't have to be intentional, but because a lot of us grew into friendships. Like we absorbed into it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're classmates. We grew up with the same neighborhoods. Our moms are friends. We come to my house every Sunday and we go to children's church together. We're in children's church together. So nobody ever really had that conversation of, do you be my friend? And what do you expect from a friend? So everybody's just giving what they think they should give or not even giving anything. I have some friendship breakups that I understood were timely. So for example, me and this friend were in the same course and we're doing the same bio. We're close. We have the bio courses that we're doing. But as soon as the courses were over, we stopped talking. And it pained me. But then I also realized that, okay, it seems like this breakup was necessary because this friendship was just for this season. So I realized that there's some other friendships that maybe like they followed another set of friends that I didn't like their values. So I couldn't be moving with that friend anymore. There are some breakups that the Holy Spirit want to tell me, you need to cut this person off. This person is feasting on your growth and hindering you. But it's painful regardless of the cause why. Then when it break up, but maybe I should think of a recent one that which recent one can I say? Me, okay, for when I realized that friendship is breaking up, I'm someone that everybody in my life, I always assess them in the sense of I always have a mental note of how we are doing. So in my mind, I'm always thinking, okay, me and Lucy, me and Bola, me and Frank, this is where we are mentally. So when I start saying that, Frank and I have not talked to you in a long time, are we breaking apart? So what's going on? I'll reach out first instead of assuming that this doesn't talk to my friend anymore. So I'll reach out. I'll try to call again and again and again and again. If I see that Frank is active online, but not replying me, I'll reach out and I'll say it in pidgin playfully that as I have fun, I don't forget me or that kind of thing. And then we'll try to reconcile. But if the person is not making that effort to reconcile, then I will label it as okay, we're breaking apart. But if it's one of my OG girls that were close, we slept on the same bed in high school and anything, I'll reach out to her that, babe, what's up now? Like, let's call now. When are you free? I'll first make efforts than assume that, oh, what's going on? We're not friends anymore. Cut off, cut off. Like, before I cut somebody off, I don't even cut somebody. I don't cut people off. I just let them fall. Like, just let them. So I will just see, like, maybe this person is in a season. I'll kind of assess what's going on with them that's making them not that intentional anymore. If it's not something that, okay, it's not becoming a long time of them just abandoning me, yet they're active online, posting on Instagram, viewing my story. This may or may not be based on a real, this may or may not be based on a real life experience. But I'll assess, it takes me a long time to actually assess where are we, what's going on. So now I actually have to tell the person that I don't understand our friendship, but that's for someone that is very, very dear to me. It depends, but I'll make efforts to reach out. I'll talk to the person about it. If the person is not making effort, then
Bye bye.
yeah. And I'll pray for my heart too because I'll cry. I always cry about friendship breakup because I don't want any of my friends to live my life. Nobody ever planned, but in talking stage now, you know that okay,
One time will come, it will go.
hopefully, maybe not hopefully, but one day this talking stage,
This will, it will, yeah.
friends, we don't prepare.
Yeah.
Like the sleep that you chose. Friends.
Exactly. And that thing you said about we are not intentional about friends, it's actually true. And I think to an extent, that's the problem I have with making friends in Canada. All the friends I've had were situational in the sense that I had them based on their colleagues at work, in school, my environment. I've never actively made a friend that I have to meet. Okay, there are people that okay, I would meet on maybe group chats or at parties or church or somewhere and just maybe talk to them, like actually sound to talk to them. But to say I see someone and I like their vibe, I want to be friends with them, I've never had to do that. So I think that's the problem I'm having here. That if you talk to me, I'll talk to you. But if you don't talk to me, me, I can't allow somebody to do that. I should not talk to you. You will not stop me. I hate that thing. Like I might never talk to you again in my life. So I prefer not to put myself in that situation. But I try to do better. Like I'm trying to do better with that. Another thing you said is okay, I already discussed it about intentionality in friendships. Another thing you said was the fact that you never plan for your friends to live your life, which is true. Like you see friendship as a forever thing. This person's supposed to be my friend forever. So when stuff happens and then you guys are not talking again, you'll be like, it can't even be you. There are certain friends that I know that if they live my life. So thing is, I don't even classify them as friends, right? So I classify them as acquaintances. I think another problem we have is the fact that we just call anybody friends. So I think in the way I think Nigeria would like the way we mix with people.
Yeah.
We just talk to the person once. So maybe you guys are like chatting consistently or commenting on each other's status, all of a sudden, oh yeah, my friend is doing this, my friend is doing that. But learn to actually define your friendships. The way you define relationships, define your friendships out are we. This is my friend. You are just an acquaintance. It's not even about being proud, but it's not even about being bad. It's just how it's
healthy. Yes.
Yeah, it's healthy for you because you can't be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Like there was a particular girl that I like the way she lives her life. I just knew that there's no way I can be friends with this person. Our values don't align, and I'm not even trying to be judgmental, no, but I don't want a situation where it's not get to a point where the way you're living your life would now start to affect me.
Yeah.
So it's not even that you're making me do stuff because nobody can make me do anything. It's the fact that people now like no matter how we like it or not, it's not even about validation, but people now start to relate with you based on the fact that okay, this person is your friend. And if your friend is like this, I'm sorry, I can't see you, I can't take you serious.
Yeah.
And like they feel like okay, like if you can be friends with this person, then I need to question your decision making skills. And is actually valid because I mean, why am I friends with you? Like what is the reason why I'm friends with you? Even if you're living the worst kind of life, there must be a reason why I'm friends with you. I'm friends with the people I'm friends with because of it. There's certain things I see in them. I said, no, I can actually thrive with this person. That person might be like he or she might be the worst person to other people, but there's a certain thing I see in her that makes her my friend. But if I can't pinpoint a reason why amidst all these things that this is the reason why I'm being friends with you, and it's not as if I'm trying to say that okay, friendships should be conditional. No, but there are traits. Like for example, I said you're kind. You might be living your life a very bad way, but that kindness has drawn me to you. This is somebody I know that worst comes to worst, I can depend on her. She can sort me out. She always has my back. It's the same way. And then you see certain friends that you feel like, oh, they're living their life by the book. But I can't be friends with this person because she has certain traits where I'm sorry, I can't manage it. She likes to talk down on people. She likes to she feels like she's better than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe because you're very good in academically,
Right.
maybe because you feel like, oh, you're more spiritual than me, and then you start to um talk down on me like as if the way I'm living my life does not make sense. But then I have this other friend that she's just living her life on her own terms. But then I can always guarantee that she has my back. And so I can always guarantee that I can actually depend on her.
Yeah.
So that's what that's what I watch out for. So yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So another thing is picking your friends over. So should it get to the point where you now have to pick your friends? Maybe you are in a relationship and then it gets to the point where maybe the person you're with is complaining that, oh, okay, you give your time to your friends too much. You have to pick between the both of us, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe you get married, for instance, and then you're supposed to distance your friend. Oh, okay, this is your friend. You know the way they say that, okay, as a married man, you shouldn't be friends with single people, and you guys can't relate. Like, you guys are no longer of the same wavelength, and not thinking the same way. Like, do you buy that kind of idea? And to be very honest, I see where they're coming from, because when they would be like, okay, yeah, you're single friends, you're not married, you can't advise you, blah, 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 blah. Okay, does that mean I should now unfriend her because I'm married? Like, to me, it doesn't make sense. But what do you think about that kind of thing? Like, picking your friends over, I don't even think you should pick anybody.
Yeah, like I feel like there's a place for friends. And life is not centered on marriage.
Mhm.
Okay, marriage is a very big part of somebody's life, a married person's life, but there's your finances that your friends can, not even for, you're not even having friends just for helping finances, but companionship too. And not to say that you're having friends just because your husband or your wife cannot fill in all the gaps, but it's healthy to have friends. And even to an extent, your spouse should be your friend too.
Yeah.
Like, just having that connection with people, like, we all need that balance. Like, wait, I don't like that thing, though. Like, oh, you're not a married person, don't move, seriously, because all your own life and purpose is now married.
Not marriage, like your life is centered around your marriage alone, blah, 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 blah. Like,
To healthy balance.
is exactly a healthy balance. And besides, there are times where maybe I don't even know how to put it. Like, she can even be like a source of advice for that person. Like, for example, if that your friend wants to now get married and then she's like, oh, okay, you have been married for a while now. What are the things you would give me? What are the tips you would give me? So, like, you can actually be that kind of person for your friends. And then I saw a particular man was talking about how it should be like he was telling his wife that he's the only friend she can have, that she can't have any other friends, that why you have any other friends, yeah, we're now married. So it's anything you want to do, you should be discussing it with me. Whatever you're going through, you should be discussing it with me, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, this one is actually carried, like, he carried microphone. I came online and talking rubbish like this. Like, oh, does that even make sense? So because I'm married to you, I should cut off all the friends I have. Hey, God, I think. Like, it's just, I feel like it's because friendships, like I said, we don't really we don't
Yeah.
take friendship as something really,
Yeah.
yeah. So the way you pick your relationships is the same way you pick your friendships.
Yes.
And that's what.
I think that the way I just realized, I've been reflecting on my childhood, and childhood made it seem like friendships exist until you get married. Then after marriage, the only relations you have are your spouse, your cousins, and family members.
And they're even
There's no
if
friend.
your family gone, not really.
Like, I just realized that friendships are not really weighted. The only even bad friends are talked about
More than good friends.
Every mother and father will be like, oh, don't go and follow bad friends.
friends.
So you're picking at the bad friend, though. But anyway,
Like, you can don't pay right, think their own child they got like bad friends.
it's like other people's, your child is swelling, passing other people's children. But I just think that let's not talk about friendships if we think about it. But we only talk about neighbors, like our parents, my parents never really talked about, oh, this is my friend. It's just, oh, we grew up together. Like, that intentionality is not there. Or maybe it's there, but it's not clearly defined. I just know that, oh, there's this auntie that we always go to her house every Sunday.
We call them big mommy.
A big mommy, yes. So, like, they never really talk us about friendships. They always will tell us, movies will tell us, oh, be careful, oh, don't call anybody your friend, oh, they'll poison you, oh, that kind of thing.
Thank you.
So boycott you.
And then talking about that, you know, this notion of of this, I'm not trying to insult anybody, oh, but all these kind of girls I said, oh no, I don't keep female friends. And I'm like, no, I have female friends that have they females have plenty of problem. I only talk to guys, blah 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 blah. Girl, nobody's giving you a medal for that. Nobody's giving you a medal.
I don't want to say I will see where they're coming from. I feel like if you by chance tend to connect more with male friends, then good for you. But don't make it a doctrine
Thing
like
that
they're not like female friends. So
as female friends, our females like wahala. Like shut
meanwhile your character bad.
honestly, that's why you can't keep female friends because men they will lie to you. But female friends will tell you the truth.
I feel like if you're a good friend, if you're a good person and you understand friendships, it's not about the gender of the person.
Exactly.
But I see where they're coming from, to be honest. To an extent,
So yeah.
a lot of female friendships have a lot of like issues. And I think with women, we can be very, like, I think, well, for men, they tend to be more direct with their things. And if a man wants to be your friend, you actually work towards friendship. If he wants to date you in that friendship, he will date you. They can be direct sometimes. And the way I like to describe men and women is, okay, to go to fresh school, a guy will use only bus 6 or he will walk to fresh school. But a woman will first go to the bus terminal, then use bus 4, then stop at George Street, then use bus 6 to go to the fresh school.
Yeah.
So I think there's lots of complications that women have with emotions, but men tend to be a little more direct. Maybe that's why some women tend to find that peace in male friendships.
And I think it's because they also lack intentionality. You might actually not call a guy for like 1 week
And it's okay.
it doesn't really send you.
Yes.
But if you don't call your female friend like that, like they'll be bothered that what's going on because women actually care, right? Men just they live their life like, oh, I beg. Once they have whatever it is they're doing for that period of time, they can feel void. Like they can't really, and they easily make friends with each other. But females is different. We actually go out of our way to be intentional about everything we do. That's why we expect a lot when you are being friends with you. That's why a lot of people can't be friends with females because they feel like, oh, female friendships they expect a lot, and I don't think I can give that. So let me just be friends with a guy that. But I think if I don't talk to him in 2 months, we will still be friends. There are actually girls like that. For instance, I can actually say that I'm what do they call? I'm a kind of friend that you might not talk to me for like a week or 2 weeks. I would have a notion in my head that maybe there's an issue. And I feel like that is also an issue because if there's actually an issue, I might not know about it because I didn't think it was an issue. Then it now becomes a big issue. I think the person that actually taught me to do better than that was actually my best friend. Like she's very grounded emotionally, and I used to have problems being grounded emotionally. Like I easily depart from people. Like I don't take things to mind. I don't care about stuff. But she know like make it a point of contact. Like you actually are supposed to care about certain things like this. Like if I don't call you, you should actually check. Like you should like also be concerned that why is this didn't she call or why didn't I call?
Communication.
Yeah, communication, exactly. So I feel like that's the reason why most times females can be friends with females because we don't want to do the work. Because in guy friendships, you don't always have to do the work, but in female friendship, you actually have to do the work. That's why also in relationships as well, women tend to always like, oh, like you're not being intentional enough and blah 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 blah. Because we are intentional people and we expect it from our partners. And that's just my piece anyways. I have like 2 more questions here I've experienced before we wrap up, right? So this says I just started a new job and my boss locally flirts with me every time we're alone. He hasn't crossed any obvious lines, but it makes me uncomfortable. Should I address it or just ignore him and focus on the work?
Wow. Wow.
When actually, because I didn't expect it. So when I saw that question, I was like, okay. So how am I supposed to talk about it? I've never been in that kind of situation. But I mean, I feel like you should address it.
Yes.
And if it's something you don't like, That can actually count for workplace harassment.
Exactly.
Because he's not doing it because he likes you or anything. He's doing it, especially when you're not alone, when you guys are alone. I said he hasn't crossed any obvious line, but it makes me uncomfortable. You tell him straight.
Yeah.
They can't sack you for that. When only if they're not maybe, but they can't sack you for that. Tell him straight to his face, like, I don't like this, and I would like for you to stop it.
Yeah.
Simple and short. It's not. It might not be that simple, though. I just say it because I've never been in that kind of situation. But really, it's just letting him know that I'm not comfortable with this kind of interaction. I want us to just have a professional relationship, and that's it. Everybody go about their daily work. Simple and short. What do you think?
Honestly, I think that that's a very tricky one because some people might not be bold enough to say it with their mouth. But me, in any way you can, if it's in email or if it's with paper, please, you have to say it. Your feelings of uncomfortable, of you being uncomfortable are valid. And I feel like if anything makes you uncomfortable, then it makes you uncomfortable. You don't have to diminish it. That, am I overthinking? Am I being too serious? And what you want to say to him, you should also mind how you say it too, but also be direct without sugarcoating. Don't assume that he's trying to harass you because it may or may not be. I'll be careful here, but just having that conversation that, hey, I don't know how what you call flirting. Maybe it's him putting his hand over your shoulders or being too close to you. You can start by saying, I don't like that in English. And I'm saying if you don't come too close to me during work, or I don't like when you raise your hand over my shoulders or something like that. I don't like certain words. I like to keep everything business professional. Thank you very much. And then depending on how he responds to that, that will now give you more insights on what to do next. But I really wish you all the best because it can be very tricky. Like you really want to just open your mouth and say, where will you even see the boss to say these things to? Because you have to be alone again, to tell them. So it's like, and an email might not be the best if you're using your work email. Yeah. Before they will now set your email. So I don't know, maybe a note or so, and you shouldn't even be texting.
No, see, I feel like the best thing for you to do is the fact that whenever you guys are alone, you just let him know, understand that.
Yeah.
"Hey, sir, I don't like this interaction and I would like you to stop. If not, I'm not comfortable with it."
Yeah.
And this kind of thing, I don't know how, see, I don't even know how to go about this, but yeah, that's the only piece of advice I have, shall. I hope it helps. And the last question we have here is, my roommate has her boyfriend over and they're loud, like very loud. I don't want to be the bad guy, but sometimes I can't even sleep. Should I confront her or am I just being too Nigerian about privacy?
Are you just going to what?
Should I confront her or am I just being too Nigerian about privacy?
You're not being too Nigerian anymore. Like, loud is loud. I think that you should confront her in some way. Like, not that you say, oh, stop bringing this person over or something, but it's also your space too, and it should be respected. And she might not know that she's actually being loud, and she might not intend to inconvenience you. But having that conversation that says, oh, hey, like, honestly speaking, I'm not asking ChatGPT to help you with that kind of messy conversation, and then make it sound sweet and soft. I appreciate. No, I appreciate. What do I like saying? I appreciate. It's such a passive aggressive way to say something. But anyway, I actually tell the roommate that, like, I just want to say that, could you please keep it down? I can hear you, and sometimes it affects my sleep. If the roommate's a responsible person, they will understand that you have to be mindful of other people's space that you're sharing with. So have that conversation. You're not being too Nigerian, you're just being a human being.
I agree with that actually. Like communication goes a long way. So you just like talk to your roommate. I don't like this, or this is what's happening and is affecting me, and I don't want it to become a problem. So I thought it best to actually talk to you about it. And it now depends on who your roommate is. If you guys are like cool, then it should be okay. But if not, safe, you still have to tell her because both of you are paying rent. So you cannot be inconveniencing me where I am, like, we are both paying for this place. So you guys have to work on maybe reduce the way you're talking, or maybe you come when I'm not around, or maybe go somewhere else, but try to put you into consideration at the end of the day. Because if you tell it to her that if I was the one doing this, I'm sure you're not going to be comfortable with it. I'm not comfortable with the way you guys are always loud every time. So yeah, that's basically what I have to tell you. Yeah. Lady. So any other any last words or stuff for wrap up?
Thank you very much. I think that's really good that we define our friendships. And that's one thing I've been doing recently. Like this person, like where are we exactly? Are we just work buddies? And some people rather that I can talk to them at work and we can laugh. We can talk for the whole shift. But you don't know my house. I don't know your house. I don't want you in my house.
Yeah.
Not because I hate you, but that's just the boundary.
Yeah.
I will invite you for my birthday party or my birthday dinner. So just defining, and it's not a bad thing. Me, that's a very, I like to be Christian. I like to make Christian connections. I realized that I don't have to be close friends with every Christian.
Yeah. So true.
I thought that, because we're all Christian sisters, then we should all be close friends. When you're hosting your own prayer meeting, invite me. So I'll get annoyed that, why didn't this person invite me for their Christian picnic dinner? But then I realized that, okay, because we're Christians, because we're in the same church, doesn't mean that we have to be friends. And doesn't mean I'm a bad person because they didn't invite me, or that this person is a bad person for not inviting me. So I'm learning that, okay, know where to set the boundaries. Not everybody should come to your house. Not because, your house is some sacred place. Well, it is a sacred place, but define it. Are we just work buddies? You're not using somebody because, how do I put this? I mean that because you have someone talk only at work or only at church doesn't mean that you're now using them per se. It's just how it is. Some people you're only with them for a project for a period of time. They're just your acquaintances, and that's for the sake of health. That's what it should be. Some people that I can work with them happily. They are good workers. They know the work, but I can't live in the same house with the person, or I can't be in the same place with that person for too long. And that's just it. So I can't make everybody that I meet my friend, not because I'm proud, but because there's only so much you can give as a human being. Don't go and carry everybody's in your head or your head. And some people that I have a relationship of big sister too. And we talk, they open up to me, but we're not friends in the sense that I'll be letting you in my space too much and everything. Like setting those boundaries and defining your friendship to really help you. And it will. But yeah, pray for yourself, pray for your heart, pray that God will give it wisdom on how to handle each friendship. And you can also have conversations with people and say, hey, what do you expect from me as a friend? The friends you already have now, what do you expect from me? Because things are changing. You have to be understanding. Sometimes your friend is not talking so much because they are going through something like work. They don't know how to navigate that change. And because you're not talking, they think, oh, all is good with Harriet. Not everybody sees things as deeply as you do. So you communicate and say, hey, can we work on this in this aspect, blah, 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 and everything, yeah.
Yeah, really, some really very wise words actually. And what I have to say is intentionality. I think we need to start being intentional about our friendships. People should have conversations a lot. The way you sit down and talk to your boyfriend, sit down and talk to your friend, sit down and talk to your friend.
Right.
Be able to have, some people can actually have conversations with their friends. The only thing is, want to plan trips, want to go out, want to talk about boys. Actually talk to your friend. You guys have conversations. Talk about, okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe this is too much, but it can happen. Depends on how you guys are. You can maybe do a yearly meetup where you talk about, okay, stuff. Okay, how was this year for you? How was this year? What am I doing that I don't like? What are you doing that I don't like? And what can we do better? Just be completely intentional. The way you have been intentional with your relationship, be intentional with your friends, and also try to be understanding as well. Friendships also entails understanding. You understand your friends. They can't always be good. That's the truth. Your friends can't always be good. They will do certain things that will piss you off. They will do things that you would think about it twice, that why would you do that kind of thing? But then give them grace. They are your friends. You guys will have fights. You guys will have disagreements, and you have to settle the disagreements. Don't go and be giving your friends silent treatment because, oh, she did this, I'm not going to talk about it. Talk about it, because the more you keep internalizing stuff like that, that's the more the friendships, the distance start to show. And Also, the fact that okay, you are not this kind of person,
Yeah.
you should be able to meet at the middle, like have a compromise. They also have things that they are sacrificing just to make you feel comfortable. You also should sacrifice for them to make them feel comfortable. It shouldn't be one-sided. A lot of you will move with heaven and hearts for your boyfriends, for your kidney, but you will never do it for your friends because oh, she's my friend now. What you because you think your friends don't deserve it, and that's not true.
Yeah.
Your friends deserve, like, they deserve a lot of things because they decide. You know, you don't choose your they say this thing a lot of times that you don't choose your family.
Yeah.
You it's the person you marry, the person you're in a relationship with, and your friends, those are the people you choose.
Yeah.
Like, they chose to be your friend. So you should actually go out of your way to do things for them, to make them feel loved, to make them feel valued. Because there are a lot of times now, you know, our friendship, see, friendship is give and take. I was having this conversation with my sister. Friendship is give and take. And you don't always have to give the same thing and you don't have to take the same thing.
Yeah.
There are friends that, oh, you know that this person is not financially stable, but you are the financially stable ones. That is what, do you watch Just Us Girls?
Yeah.
I'm about to say, that was conversation I was having with my sister. I was like, the three of them, I like the way that there are three different people, three different personalities, and three different things they give.
Yeah.
Koi is the one with the funds. She has money,
Yeah.
and she has never complained about giving them money and doing this. I mean, it's acts of service. She does stuff for them. She doesn't do financially most of the time, but she's the one always cooking. She's the one always cleaning. She's the one always doing this. And she is always the
Advice.
exam big sister and the avenger. She's always fighting for them. Every one of them have their own things, and they are giving and they are taking.
Yeah.
So in a relationship, in a friendship, it doesn't have to be that I'm always doing stuff for her, maybe materially, I'm always giving her stuff, but she's never really giving me stuff. And please, even though you have a financial mistake, even if it's 100 naira you have, or 100 or $1, please try to do stuff too for your friends, regardless of if you have money or not. Like, for example, maybe on birthdays, you don't always have to maybe give them something huge for their birthday, but at least try, even if it's is a card or flower. Just do something for your friends.
Yes.
Like, it goes a long way, honestly. And you don't know, you might feel like, oh, okay, I have to give her the most expensive thing. For example, maybe on your birthday now, I get you one Christian Louboutin shoe.
Yeah.
I don't know about I understand. I don't know about birthday. Maybe you get me a cake or something. Okay, that's okay because I bought you a celebration of around $5, and then you're giving me a cake of how much? Maybe $50. Like, it doesn't matter how much it is. It's the the intentionality behind it, that out of the little I have, I'm doing this for you. But then there are other ways that I show you, like the way I act, the way that you always come here, I'm always there for you. And you know, there's some kind of relationships that money can't buy. Like, no matter how much you do, like you can't meet up.
Yeah.
And then it's not, friendship is not a competition of who gives the most, who takes the most. It's just you love this person, and so exactly, it will flow. You won't complain. You won't see it as a problem. And you know, and please be telling your friends that you love them. Oh, tell your friends you actually love them. I'm guilty of this because I love my friends. My friends know that I love them. I feel like is anytime we actually also be intentional about friendships. Tell your friends you love them, but actually you didn't take anything from everybody. That's just my piece. That's just my piece. Anyways, thank you, Harriet, for coming on the show. I really, really actually enjoyed this whole conversation actually. So again. All right, guys. I will see you on the next episode of Tips with Tofu. Please like, share, subscribe. Help my life. Let me be making some money. Money. So that I can rest. Thank you very much. And have a great day, guys. Bye bye.